men kind of got solicited by her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by her.
Yeah,
Oh,
this was a female, and it was either give it up or,
yeah. Get out.
yeah, she was known for,
Wow.
but, you know,
That's um that's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy, crazy,
well,
crazy.
sometimes people will do anything to climb up the ladder.
That is true. The old casting couch in the film business. People lived on that couch to get ahead.
They still have that couch.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. That's kind of crazy though. I don't like that kind of behavior and what have you because it and that's part of the problem that we have in the entertainment industry. I think a lot of people get up the ladder and they shouldn't be there because they're not talented. I never hired anyone because he or she was good looking or and I felt anything for them sexually. I hired them based on talent. They could look like a Gila monster, but when they get on that microphone and they sound golden, come on in. Let's do this. Make it happen. But, you know, it helps. It's nice when you've got somebody that's cosmetically appealing based on society's whatever good looks are. You've got a little more to market and promote, and, it's got that sex appeal. That helps. But I've seen, it's an old saying, yeah, he or she has a face for radio. They're not TV glamorous, not friendly to the camera, but great voices. And I had a little experience in television, but it wasn't a thing that I wanted to do. I enjoyed radio more because I could be me behind the scenes, and I didn't have to worry about dressing up or shaving every day or that kind of stuff. So, TV is a whole different world. Film is a whole different world, and you gotta have that thing. You know what I found that was interesting? Many of the film stars, and this goes back to the beginning days, even during the days of the silent film. It is a good thing it was silent because many of the voices on some of those actors and actresses was horrendous. Those squeaky voices. Rudolph Valentino, I understand, had a weird, high pitched voice, but he had this charisma and sex appeal on TV or on silent films that was phenomenal. So, and then a lot of them are rather short, 5'9", not very tall. Interesting, but they look huge on those cameras because of the angles they shoot up, and make them look bigger than life. Some of the superheroes. Schwarzenegger is not a big, tall guy. What's the other one? Rocky. He's not a big, tall guy. Is he even 6 feet?
Sylvester Stallone, no,
Yeah.
I know he personally used to buy shoes from this place on Melrose. A lot of them do. Most actors
Mm-hmm.
aren't tall,
Right.
and they would put elevation in it
Right.
because your actors, they used to put them on boxes if an actor was tall. Very
Yeah. They
few
have to
actors are
level them
tall, or
off,
actresses.
especially if they were going to shoot you and I, standing in front of each other because of the camera, and they want to, kind of keep you on the same level. They would elevate one or the other. Dick Clark used to use elevated shoes as heels.
A lot of them
Yeah.
bought from this man. He would make them special.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of them.
So, that's part of the behind the scenes stuff in the video or film world back in the day. 424-227-9461. It's Open Mic Friday. Open mic, open telephone, call in, talk about whatever you want. We're just sitting here talking about some of the things in the news and what's happening around
Well,
the world.
they still do a lot of stuff. Like, I used to do makeup and hair for photo shoots, and when they would do bikini shots, especially on a lot of women, because back then big fake butts weren't in,
Mm-hmm.
they would make a sand and build it up underneath them
Mm.
so it would raise them.
Really? Raise the butt.
Yeah. And I mean, on all
So if they were laying flat on
nationalities.
their stomachs, is that what you mean? And they would make the butt protrude?
Yeah, they pull it. You make like a sand thing that
Mm-hmm.
lifts it and makes it look. And there's ways to pose people to do all that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to go to these extreme. I mean, I myself, I'm not a man, but as a woman, my opinion, I don't find those butts attractive unless they were real.
Baby's got back.
But it's not back. It's kind of ugly.
I like butts. The big ones, small ones, I like them all. You know, I don't know that I
Yeah,
have a
but do you like
preference.
those big fake ones?
I don't like anything fake, personally. But, you know, round ones, small ones, in between, they're all good. But that's just me.
Hey, did you see that woman? She has some kind of breast disease from the time she was younger. And she has the biggest boobs I've ever seen in my life.
Really.
But she's made millions off of it because the guy she married, he told her, send pictures out.
Mm-hmm.
She has managed to put her kids in college, buy houses. They wanted to do a breast reduction, but she got used to the weight of them.
Yeah.
And they're ugly. But I guess there's men, because
So
she's
the-
now started an agency with women that are like her, or bigger women.
She has, these are natural?
They're natural.
Okay. Well,
She has a disease.
yeah.
When she was 5 years old, she started getting breasts.
Wow.
Now, they
Wow.
can stop that,
You
because
think?
I know somebody that happened to with their kid, and they did something to reverse that.
I met a lady in St. Louis back in the 70s, and she had large breasts. And she actually had an operation to reduce it because it was causing her shoulders to round, and it was causing back pain and what have you.
Well, this one said that I guess they're super heavy too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I could find her picture. Because I was a little, it was interesting.
I don't mind someone having surgery to reduce, remove, or something like that. And it's not just a cosmetic thing, but if it's causing problems, you know, sometimes people have a nose job because they can't breathe. So they end up having to fix the internal problem, and they take the time to fix the little bridge or whatever in the nose and stuff like that. I can understand that.
Well, I had a nose job, and I ain't going to say I did it because I couldn't breathe. I did it because I had a little hump in my nose.
Right?
And I used to sit in school. And I...
Kids teased you?
Well, no, it wasn't that. I told you, because where I'm from, they were kind of racist.
Yeah.
And all I did was have this hump removed. I would try to hide it all the time. So I'm not going to say I had it done. Most people do. Oh, I did it because, I had trouble breathing. It's like, oh, come on. You did it because you didn't like your nose.
Right.
Remember, for a long time, the Bob Hope nose was popular.
Yeah, right. The little pointed thing.
They would have like a ski jump.
Yeah. Ski jump. Yeah, I've never been vain enough to do anything like that. Happy birthday to my old friend Tom Draper and Zamira Jones, another very good friend, celebrated his birthday yesterday. I didn't post online, but I did call him. Mitch Faulkner, Gerald Floyd, Jake Jackson, Larry Green, used to be with the Moments, all celebrating birthdays today. Rob Rose, Maxanne Price, Deborah Porter, used to work with us, work with me back in the day in Chicago at WBMX. Very nice lady. Let's see, Michelle Richards Martin, happy birthday. Butch McAdams, Renee Nash, Kevin Foster, Bill Black. That's a great radio name. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Black, playing the hits. Cynthia Fields and Pam Oliver. What's up, Pam? All celebrating birthdays. Upcoming birthdays, well, we'll deal with those when they come. unless they're over the weekend. Don Cody's got a birthday coming up. Linda Slaughter, Eric Dez, Skip Finney, another great broadcaster. A lot of my old friends are celebrating birthdays here today and the near future. Happy birthday to all. All the hot July babies. 424-227-9461. I'm going to take a little break here, come back on the other side and continue the show. This is the Lee Michaels Show on The Power of Voices. We are live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. To all my East Coast folks. Midwest, that's noon, your start time. We talk about everything. Politics, bovine, pop culture. Sometimes I just sit here and run my damn mouth. Don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. 424-227-9461. Share the show on your social media. Do it right now. All right? Thank you. We'll be right back.
Take a ride with us. You never know what you might learn on thepowerofvoices.com.
Hey, this is Greg Bell from the Rams Sports and Life on thepowerofvoices.com. Join me every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday as I'll be talking Rams, sports, and life. And you never know who's going to join me on the show. So make sure you check out Rams, sports, and life on thepowerofvoices.com.
Isn't it time to put a beautiful video on your website that clearly explains your products and services? Yes, it is. You're missing out on letting potential customers see for themselves all the great things you can offer them. Let CCM make a commercial or promotional video to showcase your business. Call 626-344-8314. Time to get with the program. Make a commercial or promo video for your business today.
Hi, everybody. I'm Simone.
And this is Tiara, and we're the host of A Fat Girl's World here on thepowerofvoices.com.
Make sure you tune in on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 4 p.m.
Yes, and we literally talk about everything. Typically, women things,
Women things, but we get personal.
We get personal.
Super real.
So if you guys like real, here's a place to be.
At A Fat Girl's World at thepowerofvoices.com.
Every hiring manager knows that a company is only as good as the people it's made from. So where do you find the best people? That may surprise you.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
This is talent worth knowing about.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Something for everyone is found right here on thepowerofvoices.com.
Welcome back to the show. It's the Lee Michaels Show on thepowerofvoices.com. We are talking about some of the things that have happened throughout the week. The latest shooting down in Miami by a police officer, based on what we've seen so far. Another one of those head scratches ago. Damn, how did that happen? Rush to judgment. Accident. 3 shots fired. One hit the man in the leg who was a therapist to an artistic person. They were both on the ground in the middle of the street. The man who was shot in the leg had his hands up in the air, talking to the police, trying to inform them that there's no gun present. The artistic person who was at the feet of the man with his hands on his back, with his hands up in the air, playing with a toy truck, a little truck that would fit in the palm of your hands. And someone, John Q. Public, made this 911 call, said there's a man out in the streets that looks like he might be trying to commit suicide. He has a gun. wrong, didn't exist. There was no gun present. The therapist was shot in the leg by a police officer who was a part of a SWAT team. Apparently fired 3 shots. One hit the guy in the leg. We don't know where the other 2 went. But he wasn't even trying to shoot the man he hit in the leg. He was trying to shoot the white guy who was artistic, who's sitting in an Indian crouch position playing with a toy. And the therapist is talking to the person, telling him to be calm and, trying to, keep things going. And he's talking loud enough that someone captured all of this on a cell phone. But the police are saying they couldn't hear him. They couldn't understand him. They were too far away. But there was a person apparently between the cops and the scene that had a camera recording this, and we could hear the voices on that. See, now at the very least, this is a good example of a bad example. This ought to be a case study to use in training of what not to do when you're going through the police academy. It's like back in what was that, 1967, 68 or so, at the USS Forrestal, when the planes, bombs were blowing off and everything. In fact, Senator McCain was on the USS Forrestal as a pilot, and he was in line to take off. My brother-in-law, Big Al Woods, was on that aircraft carrier. It was stationed out of Norfolk, Virginia, my hometown. So when that ship came back in, I went aboard. And the holes in the deck, the steel is 3 to 4 inches thick. It looked like they hit it with a can opener. 20-foot holes blasted in the deck of that ship. My point is this. They used that accident on the Forrestal as a training piece of what to do or what not to do in those type of situations. So there is enough video footage of mistakes handling various cases by the police that they need to use these things in training. Because I don't think a shot should have been fired Monday. This all happened Monday in North Miami, a little city between Fort Lauderdale and Miami, with about 65,000 people in that little community. A store owner saw the entire thing, and he knew both of the people who were on the ground, and he stated they always come in and buy, some candy or soda or something, and, they knew him in the neighborhood. There's no problem. Nobody was trying to hurt anybody. But a bad, horrible, horrific 911 call with misinformation got the cops all pumped up. Now they think they got somebody out there. They thought the white man was trying to hurt the black man, according to the press conference they had yesterday. So they were trying to save the black man's life because the white man had a toy in his hand, and they thought they were going to the toy was going to shoot the black man on the ground with his hands up, talking to the police. See, folks, these things just don't make sense. And I thought it was just embarrassing and inappropriate for them to have a press conference to come out and make that statement, that the police thought the white man was going to do harm to the black man. So he was trying to save his life. Fired off 3 shots, only one hit someone. Wherever those other 2 shots went, we don't know. But it just doesn't make sense. When you apply common sense to this and reasonable thought, I don't get it. There's a shooting in Munich, Germany, in a shopping center. Possible a second shooter. This is in a Munich Square. It's like a shopping center, Munich, Germany. crazy all over the world. Crazy is all over the world. Just looking at some of the headlines here to see what's going on. Power outage in Washington, D.C. is affecting parts of the Smithsonian Museum there. According to WTOP, local radio, and I think there's a TV station under the same call letters. Alaskan Supreme Court strikes down a law requiring parental notification of a minor seeking an abortion. A minor seeking an abortion and the parent doesn't have to be notified. What do you think about that, Carol?
I don't know. I was looking at something.
No.
I don't think, I think it'll cause more kids to carry babies and try to get rid of them. I think they made that choice to allow them to get an abortion.
A minor.
Yeah, they
minor.
made that
Come on.
choice where
Yeah.
in high schools they can do that.
I think that opens up Pandora's box for a
It's
lot
been
of
around.
issues.
It's been around.
Yeah.
They can get condoms, whatever they need. But
Well, a condom is one thing, but that's
you know,
prevent you from
I
getting
just
pregnant.
think right now they're trying to take too many rights from people. Women, we
But wait a
we
minute. I
women
mean,
are
you-
people just like everybody else.
I'm just transposing this to
Well,
my
there's
life.
kids that would never go to their parent because their parents would go nuts on them if they found out they were pregnant. That's why we have, if you do statistics, look at how many babies are being found in garbage cans and that.
Yeah, that's been going on since the
Kids
since the
having
beginning
a
of
dead
time.
baby, and they're not since the beginning of
Of course,
time.
they
But
listen.
that's because years ago you couldn't have an abortion and you
they've
had
found-
to carry
they've-
that baby.
They've found those in Catholic churches and where the nuns
Well,
live
then
and
that's
stuff.
why
in
the
the
law.
walls.
That's why the law changed.
That's been going on
That's why
forever.
the law changed, Lee. That
Yeah, but this is a
certain
minor,
age
a minor
a
child.
teenager can go and get an abortion. I know they've been able to do that, and they can get condoms and whatever they
Look,
need.
I don't mind a kid getting a condom. That prevents them from getting pregnant or getting someone pregnant. But I'm just this kind of rings a bad bell in my head because if my daughter was 13, 14, 15, 16 years old and became pregnant and then took it upon herself, a child still, to go out and have an abortion, does she know where to go? Does she know what the process is?
Well, I'm not saying 13 and 12-year-old kids.
What it says, a minor.
Well, a minor's under 18, honey.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How smart are minors? Do they really know what to do? You got a boy and a girl that are 15, 16, 17, 18 years old making a decision to have an abortion without parental involvement? You know, you can have a bad experience, go to the wrong place. Now you've got a bigger problem. A compounded problem. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not saying that, you know, they shouldn't have a right to have an abortion. And that depends on the circumstances in my mind. But to say that you don't even have to discuss it with your parents,
Some parents don't want to hear it.
well, but shame on them. That's a whole nother issue. You don't have a relationship with your child at that point. That child, you lost that child a long time ago. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old fool, old school, but I think that opens up a horrible box that contains a lot of things that could not be good. Hillary Clinton is meeting with families of those that were killed in the shooting down in Orlando. I hope we don't see any more of that. That was horrible. Stop the killing, folks. Just stop it.
See, I pulled up something on it. Not all states have that law, but they do ask that
No.
you try to tell your parent, but there's people that can't tell their parent. They encourage them to talk to their parent.
Yeah, I think the
And
parent
they
needs
can
to be
get a
involved.
thing that can bypass it, a waiver.
Yeah. I think the parents ought to be notified. But, if you want to give the child the ultimate right or decision that could override the parent, but I think the parent could, I don't even know if I believe that. Because a child is a child. And shame on us. It's just like I said earlier, you're born into this world with no preconceived ideas, with no knowledge. You're innocent. It's a blank sheet to start writing on.
Well, I think a lot of it, it's not saying all states still like that, but they do make exceptions because kids have sex way younger now than they used to. And there have been a lot of babies found dead places in garbage cans and that. And
Yeah.
a lot of kids have to hide it, and they can go get help to be where they can be removed from the home if the parent isn't in agreement.
Over in Turkey, they've issued 300 warrants for potential presidential guards. So they're trying to round up these people that were part of that coup.
Oh, they're not even just rounding up them. They're taking lawyers, judges.
Yeah, well,
From
whoever
what I
was
hear,
involved.
I talked to somebody that's from those countries, and he was telling me they're just going to do a mass execution.
Yeah, that's the way they roll over there. That's the way they roll.
Well, a lot of things I don't agree in the Middle East when they do honor killing and they kill their daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, like the young social media star recently that her brother killed her.
What about in some cultures you have the prearranged marriages? What do you think of that?
Well, I have a friend I used to work at a salon with, and she was a young intern, and she had to marry somebody. She was from Japan. But it didn't work out. The man beat her and stuff, and being an American now, she got away from that. Maybe her parents will never talk to her, but at least she's not being beat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I know, in our culture, we have we don't work that way. But on the other hand, I think it does, but it's subtle. You get introduced to a young lady, or a young lady gets introduced to a guy, and their family ties or relationships are because of their financial strengths. I think marriages are negotiated quietly, but not mandated the way they are in some cultures. So I think it does exist here in America as well.
Well, I don't think we'd all like to see our kids marry the right person, as we call it. But
Yeah.
maybe that's not the right person to them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because I remember growing up, I used to hear adults talking about, yeah, he'd make a good husband for so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. They would have some pretty children, and, he's got a good job, that kind of stuff. Yeah, right. Right. But, yeah, those things happen. So not a whole lot of stuff going on right now, just checking the news. There's still people exhaling from the Republican convention and now getting ready for Monday in Philadelphia, the kickoff of the Democratic National Convention.
Well, now let me ask you a question. Don't you think one of Trump's head men that said she should, Hillary should be assassinated, basically put before a firing squad? I don't understand why that hasn't been looked into. I mean, that to me is threatening her with murder.
It is being looked into. They're investigating that to see if there's, a public statement like that is a criminal act. I mean, it's has flavor of terrorism to me. A public official, has certain protections. It's just like the president, and she is potentially going to be the next president or Donald Trump. If somebody said the same thing about Donald, I would feel the same way. It's inappropriate. It's wrong, to make those kind of threats to anyone. If someone said that about you or me, I think that the same level of law should apply. You get on national TV and go through these rants, making statements like that. It's just, it's crazy. It's un-American. Politics need to slow down, top it off. You've gone too far. Way too far. Even if you think that in your mind, keep it in your mind. You don't need to make that public because it could potentially get you in trouble. Really, making those kind of, threats, especially to a public official, someone that could be the next president of the United States. I don't know how many people have made threats against Barack Obama now. I lost count.
And they get away with it.
But in the first year or two, there were more threats against him than any other president in history.
And they were allowed to
far.
do it.
A lot of them have been arrested. Some have been, investigated and let go and all of that.
One
but
time you couldn't do that.
you shouldn't be able to do it. Because I think if they applied that law, correctly, it would maybe deter a lot of people from doing it. You're not going to stop people from thinking it. That's just not going to happen. But when you go public with it and you start posting shit on the social media in that light, then you just open it all up on you, a can of whoop ass. Plain and simple. You got to suffer the consequences at that point. Yep. So I'm keeping my eye on this the shooting in the mall in Munich. They're saying Munich police saying eyewitness report seeing 3 with firearms with no person in custody yet. Hey, now this has gone way out there. We're not safe anywhere. I mean, really, if I had the time to take a vacation, I don't know that I would want to go anywhere. Like, especially a foreign country.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah. I just wouldn't take the chance. But you know what? That's what these idiots want us to do. They want to paint us into a picture that we're fearful and all of that, because that's another way of control. And it also hurts the economy in all of these places that you would want to go to, because people are not traveling like they used to or the way you would want to. So I think I would just take a week and do something here in the U.S. There's still a number of places that I'd like to visit that I haven't yet. I haven't spent any time in your state, Montana.
Oh, you don't want to.
Why not? You don't think
it's
there's
very racist.
You don't think there's some nice places you can go to?
There's some nice places,
some
but
historic
you better watch
stuff?
where you go.
Really? Still like that?
I've never went back. No desire to. None whatsoever.
I've not been to Alaska, Montana, North and South Dakota. So that's what, 4? Vermont. It's 5 states that I've not been to. 5 out of 50. So I'd like to hit those. I'll hit Alaska in the summer months. I'm not going up there when everything is frozen.
And isn't it dark so many months out of the year?
Yeah, I think it's about 3 months. It's actually light at midnight. There's no darkness.
I think Sweden has that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I think I would do something like that. I'd like to go to Italy, but I don't care to go to Venice and all those places. I want to go to the countryside. I want to see the real Italians, the old world. I want to go to the little bed and breakfast and do stuff like that. And maybe, the little cafes you eat outside and all the pretty Italian girls running around.
Tells you what he likes.
What's wrong with that?
I'll see you on Facebook.
What about me on Facebook?
Well, I was trying to follow it.
What are you following? Something
Well,
I did
aren't
on
you usually
Facebook?
up on there? Are you on there now?
I should be. I'm not on there. I didn't check, Carol, but it should be. Let me see here. Did I not put it up there? I thought yeah, it should be on Facebook. It's on the Power of Voices, not on my page. But I can put it on. You want me to put it on my page?
Yeah, I usually watch it.
Okay. But we can't watch you.
Oh. That's okay. You don't have to.
But we want to. People want to see. You got a little fan base out there. People are saying, why don't you put the camera on her? It's because she doesn't want me to. I'm getting this prepared here so I can put it out there. Is on. Okay. Boom, boom.
Now, is Charlene Brody, is that Charles's wife?
No, they're not related. No, it's Guy Brody. They're not related. That I know of. They may be, but I don't think so. Okay, let's see. I think it might be up there now. But there it is. Oops. Says, sorry, this page is not available. Why?
They probably kicked you out for being obscene or something.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. But I didn't do it. I didn't say it.
Now I know why they always said, thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. You remember that song?
Uh-huh.
You don't remember that. It was a dance song back in the day, back in the, 70s, 80s? TGIF. I don't know what's wrong, Carol. I've sent it over there, and the link is there, but it won't show it. Let me see. Make sure that, yeah, it's streaming.
It's very upsetting. Brand new sweater.
You kissed your sweater.
No, I was going to go to Costco's from here, and I don't know if I can now.
You can hardly see it. It's very faint. She got lipstick on her sweater.
Well, I got it off, but then I put a stain there. I got to put it in the washer now.
It just looks like a little coffee stain now.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be neat.
Okay. All right, 424-227-9461 is our line to call in to be a part of the discussion. There's a shooting in Munich, Germany, in a shopping mall. Reports are saying there's at least 3 shooters, but you know how these reports go. Not always accurate. It may be 1, it may be 2, it may be 5. We don't know yet because this is still fluid. It's happening now. Power outage in Washington, D.C., affecting the Smithsonian
Institute. Well, it's kind of like the
Institute.
same thing here with these people shooting police. They
Absolutely.
don't want to conform to society, and it's not Black Lives Matter, where Texas now is furious with Black Lives Matter. But the thing is Black Lives Matter is not violent. It's people that are jumping in there. Just, they're their cover.
Yep. They hijacked the protest. Those are hijackers. It's unfortunate, but that does happen. Really, really, really bad. So we're getting ready now. All the networks are moving their trucks and microphones and cameras and people to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love, for the Democratic National Convention. So there'll be 3 or 4 days of that going on there in Philly. Hillary has not announced her VP running mate yet.
She's going to this afternoon.
Yeah. Who do you think?
I was hoping it was going to be Perez, but they think it's going to be someone else.
Yeah, I keep hearing Tim Kaine, former governor of Virginia, Senator McCain, not McCain. That would be funny. But yeah, he's okay from a strategic standpoint. I mean, it might bring in Virginia because that's a swing state. That's a state could go red or blue. So he might be able to ensure that. But then you've got Ohio, you got Pennsylvania, Michigan. Those are significant states that are needed to stay blue. So either they have data saying that those other states are in the box, if you will. But I was hoping that they would go a little different, and maybe they will. Maybe we're seeing smoke screens. But I was hoping for one of the Castro brothers to be the VP running mate. Maybe they're too young, not seasoned yet. But I like them. I like them a lot. And I think that would guarantee a huge turnout on the Latino vote.
Well, I thought Perez, too.
Yeah. Either one. I like the charisma of the boys out of, what is it, San Antonio or Austin? San Antonio. Or Cory Booker. I like him. I think that having Hillary at the helm with all of her experience is a great position. Not without controversy, of course, but standing on her own, I think she's strong. Strategically, bringing in a VP that would knock out any possibility of any minority gain by Donald Trump, it seems to me that would be a nice chess move. Somebody like a Cory Booker or Perez or one of the Castro brothers would be a slam dunk. I still like Bernie. Bernie, it wouldn't upset me to have Bernie as a VP. That would guarantee all of his 20-some states of supporters would be strong in that respect. But see, all Donald needs is, even if he doesn't win any of the significant purple states that could go blue or red, and he flips 2 or 3 other states that are typically blue and turn those to red, he could open up Pandora's box.
He's not going to win. Anybody to vote for him is crazy.
Well,
if you want to live in that kind of country, then get ready for it.
Well,
we won't be here
see,
long because the whole world's against him.
See, there's a lot of crazy people in this country.
Yeah, but the whole world's against it. We can't fight the whole world.
No, that's true. But see, people don't think that way.
Well, they better start thinking that way.
You're right. I agree with you 100%. And if you are ready to have a person like Donald Trump, who has no political experience, and a mediocre business person because of his business ethics, just because he has made a lot of money does not mean he's a nice person. Doesn't mean that he follows all the rules. And this jackrabbit still has not disclosed his tax records. So while it may not be a mandate or legal thing, why shouldn't he? Why not be totally transparent, Mr. Trump? So there's no question. Eliminate that question in my mind. Do me a favor. Show me your tax returns. Hell, if crooked Hillary can do it, why can't you? As you say. So what are you trying to hide? And you called her a liar. I say you're a liar. You guys lied about your wife's speech. And you insulted the intelligence of the American people. We're not that stupid. So you can't throw stones if you're living in a glass house. That was another great song. Who was that by? You remember that song? Don't throw no stones if you're living in a glass house. I got to look that up. I can't remember the artist on that one. I don't know why that one came into my mind, but it did. I bet we don't have one listener out there that remembers that song that will call in and tell me what it is before I can find it online. Living in a glass. There was one by the Temptations. I'm not talking about that one. Not that one. There was one before that, several years before that. Glass House. Let's see here. No. I got to go to YouTube to find it. Bear with me, folks. 424-227-9461. If I remember correctly, it was about a female group. And I want to say it was in like 71, 72, maybe no, it wasn't 73. Around 71, 72. Glass House. And the Temptations one comes up, but that's not the one I'm talking about. Red Glass House. No, that's not it. I don't know. I can't find it. Doggone it. One of you record guys out there, I'm sure you remember that. I want to say it was on Hot Wax. When Holland Dozier and Holland left Motown, they started a couple of labels, Hot Wax and Invictus. And I want to say it was on Hot Wax, like the Honeycomb was on that one. See, Carol, you're no help to me. I'm having a senior moment here, and you're no help. You're no help to the old man. She's not even paying attention. Sleeping at the wheel over there. What are you on Facebook looking at something?
Well, I get tired of hearing all the political stuff.
I'm not talking politics.
No, I'm looking at this, and I told you in Montana I square danced. Do-si-do and
Oh, I'd love to see some film on that one.
yeah, you probably would.
Did you have cowboy boots on?
No.
No?
Nope.
Did you ever wear cowboy boots?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I wore them when they were trendy.
Yeah. I have a pair. I have some what is it, lizard or something? I don't know.
Alligator.
I haven't had them on in years. They're not gators. They're some kind of reptile. I want to say a lizard, I think. But they're cool. I'll wear them Monday. How's that? Wear some tight jeans, cowboy hat, cowboy shirt, and a 10-gallon hat. How's that? I look like a real certified fool. I used to wear cowboy boots with my suit to work. That was trendy back in, what was that, in the 80s? Yeah. Get you some $700-800 cowboy boots. You thought you were cool in the gang. I can't believe I can't find the song. Oh, I know. Let me go to allmusic.com. I bet I can find it there. Don't you love the internet? Could you live without the internet?
Could I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it probably caused less problems in the world.
Less problems?
Well, I think it causes a lot of problems.
Nah. Glass House R&B. I don't know that. Well, I mean, yeah, with anything, it could cause problems. Any technological advancement. Even the car caused problems. Before there were cars, people weren't getting run over. But people did get run over by horse and buggy. So that did happen. Glass House. If you're living in a glass house, don't throw no stones. There's a female group in the 70s, early 70s. Who was that? That's going to drive me crazy. All day long, I'm going to be trying to figure out who that was. And if I remember correctly, it wasn't like a number one hit, but I think it was maybe top 10. Somebody out there remembers that, except besides me, I'm sure. There's some music aficionado out there that knows what I'm talking about. Maybe it was called Living in a Glass House. Let me see that. Let me try that. Living in a Glass House. Song, Living in a Glass House. Okay.
I remember a movie.
Yeah.
So people have been killed
Where?
in that place in Munich.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple fact. I wish I could pronounce words better. I used to have to take speech classes.
Some words are difficult.
No, I had to take. I really have trouble pronouncing words.
Mm-hmm. I can't find it. I can't believe this. Living in a Glass House. Okay. All right. I'll let it go. But I won't sleep tonight. Trying to remember that.
David Duke's going to run for Senate.
What?
Yeah.
What state?
Let me see.
David Dukes. Are you kidding me?
But isn't he not with the Ku Klux Klan anymore?
So?
Louisiana.
Of course. I think it was either going to be Louisiana or Mississippi, or maybe Alabama. One or the other. Had to be. Had to be. I don't know why anybody would vote for him. Did a lightning bolt come down and strike him in the head and change him? Did he have a meeting with Jesus?
I don't know.
I mean, come on. How is it possible the guy who was the official Ku Klux Klan man?
Where did all that sewage come that spilled into Long Beach?
I don't know.
2.4 million gallons of sewage. Does that mean it's your waste products that come out of you?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, raw sewage.
Well, nobody be swimming because you'd be wearing a bunch of ooh.
You're right. You know, I'm trying to remember the last time I went swimming in the ocean. Did I do it in Florida? I lived there for, 3.5 years? I did go to the beach a number of times, but I don't know if I went into the water, I may have gone up to maybe knee level with my granddaughter, Alexis. But I don't think I went swimming. I'm trying to remember the last time I actually went swimming in the ocean. It's been a while. I would say probably in 88 or 89, because I spent quite a bit of time on the ocean and the rivers on my boat. And that would be the time. Because Doug Banks and myself and several other guys, we would hang out on the boat. The last big time we had was down in Key West. And we had the boat down there, and we went out 10, 12 miles off, dropped the wave runner, and had a good time. So that's probably the last time I actually went swimming in the ocean. But I grew up in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads area. Nobody had a pool back in those days. You went to the beach. People in Norfolk, you remember City Beach, Buckrow Beach, Sunset Lake Park? What was the one down in Virginia Beach that was a black-only beach? Because the beaches were not integrated. Buckrow Beach over in Hampton. What was that called? Seaside? Seaside, I think it was. And it was right next to an all-white beach. That was so stupid. That was like, it's the same damn body of water. What's the difference? Unbelievable. You look back over time and history, and you go, why did that exist? Why was there a white line on the bus, in the bus, that you had to stand behind or sit behind because you were a colored person? What was that? Why? See, there's that word again. Why? Powerful, powerful question. 3 letters. And you know, you when your kids are growing up and they get to a point where they become inquisitive, I remember my kids used to kill me with the why. I would say, well, it's time to go now. And they go, why? It's time to go.
Or they lay on the ground and start kicking and screaming.
Yeah, they didn't do that too much. My daughter, Sarah, she would sit in the back seat, and I would open up the sunroof to the car. That would drive her crazy. She didn't like that at all. And then she didn't like me to sing too much either. She said, Dad, please, stop. She still does that. Just don't sing. You don't appreciate quality and talent, Sarah. You know, I have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, and I have a different relationship with each one of them. My boys are just knuckleheads, like most boys. My youngest boy, Corey, he's still in the hospital, Carol.
Oh, yes. How's he doing?
Well, I don't know what they did, but he was, throwing up all the time. And he's not doing that now for a couple of days. But now was it a white blood count or the red blood count is a little high. So they gave him an antibiotic today.
Are you going back there?
I don't know. See, it's hard to get in and out of Vegas, especially on the weekend. He works for American Airlines, and he can generally get me a flight. But I almost didn't make it back this past Sunday because the flight was full. So if he can get me on a flight there and back without any...
Does he work for the airlines?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. American Airlines. Let's see here. I'm reading back to a text message here. I think it was the white blood count was a little high, so they're treating him with a antibiotic. So white blood count and the red blood count, there's 2 different things. Where is it? Not responding. Yeah, I'm going to get Dr. Rachel back on and talk some medicine, some medical stuff. Because she can break it down in plain English where most people can understand it. Let's see, she's back on a TV show. I don't know if it's a regular basis or not. It's called The Preachers. Have you seen that one, Carol?
I haven't watched that.
Yeah, it's like a talk show.
I don't make it through too many shows. I fall asleep. But I did watch Pretty Woman last night. What a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed that movie, too. Yeah, but so she was, Dr. Rachel Ross, we're talking about, was on the TV show. It's only in about 10 cities at this point. It's a new show called The Preachers, and it's a talk show. So it's like 3 or 4 preachers sitting there, and they're talking about things. So she is a sexologist in addition to being a medical doctor. So she was having a sex talk with the preachers. Now, that must have been funny.
Is she on 2 shows now?
No, she's not on the doctors anymore.
Oh, how come?
Well, her contract was up and it wasn't renewed. They do that all the time.
Did they bring the other doctor back?
No, I don't know who they brought back. They haven't started a new season yet. They're probably about to start taping at some point. Those are not live shows. most of those shows like that are not live, other than maybe like the Talk and the View. Those are daily live shows. But a number of the others, and that the Doctors thing is a Dr. Phil production. The Philster. I remember when he came out. Oprah gave him his big platform. Now he's doing quite well, apparently.
Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can thank Oprah.
Yeah, right. He definitely got a break from her. And she brought him on and made him a superstar. An old country boy became a TV star almost overnight. The power of that tube, man, very powerful. Dr. Oz is another one. He got into a little controversy because he began to get into a lot of these natural cures and stuff, and there's a lot of controversy around him for a minute because he had endorsed some things that apparently was not authentic or real. There's a bunch of those natural herbs and stuff running around that some of it is just pure hype. You don't know what you're taking. Might be some ground up straw. And not doing anything really to help you. But sometimes people believe that it is. A lot of these weight loss things that are out there. And it's interesting how they do this. These ads, they'll say, Adele, lost 50 pounds, and blah, 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 blah. Click here. And you think it's a story, but in reality, it's an ad to get you to buy this bottle of drugs that allegedly will burn the fat up, right? So wait a minute, how in the hell did I get here? For $6.95, we'll send you a free bottle. You're just paying for shipping. And if you go for that, what happens is now they've got your credit card because you paid for the shipping, and then you start getting a charge every month because they're going to send you some more of this stuff that doesn't work. All it does is drive your heart rate up, increase your metabolism. So you're walking around like it's full of caffeine, and you think that something is happening. So if you don't call them up and say, I don't want to continue with this, then you will get this bill on your credit card. Guaranteed. A lot of people have done it. So be mindful of that. I got a call this morning from a computer company trying to sell me a computer at 6 o'clock in the damn morning.
Well, maybe they were from out of state.
They were. They were on the East Coast. I said, ma'am, what time is it? She said, it's 2 after 9. I said, you must be on the East Coast, right? She goes, yeah. I said, well, I'm not. I'm still in bed. So, I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. I just hung up at that point.
I'm really bad about calling people, so I can't say nothing.
You'll call somebody at 6 o'clock in the morning?
I'll call somebody at 5 o'clock.
I'm going to put you on block.
You think that's true? Khloe Kardashian's pregnant by Lamar Odom?
Odom.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. If they've been having sex, sure. Why not? That's my favorite Kardashian.
They said she's not happy about it. Well, if you don't like nothing fake, she wouldn't be. I don't think there's anything real on her.
Really?
No, everything's fake on her.
No, that's disappointing.
Which is okay if that's what she wants.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants. I'm just, I lose appeal when you do that. Go fake on me. I had an uncle. His name was Kit.
But isn't he back on drugs and that?
Yeah, he's having issues.
Yeah.
They took him off a plane here recently. Was it in Dallas, I think it was?
Somewhere, because he was drunk, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's got issues. I feel sorry for him. Life ain't easy for that guy. But I keep telling you, You know you got dysfunctional family members. You know these guys have issues. You got to step up and help them out. You got to, do the right thing. Be a leader. Take charge. Say, no, man, come on. Lamar, no, you can't do this to yourself, man.
Well, maybe if they would have put him in jail for a minute, he might have straightened out.
Well, sometimes that might help. Other times it puts you in a tailspin and you go further down. So it's kind of one of those, you don't know, but you got to try something. You can't just sit around and let somebody just wither away and kill themselves, And Dr. Rachel just posted a picture. She posts pictures of her little baby almost every day. And she's so cute.
So now is she on the show The Preacher?
I don't know if that's a regular thing or was just a one-time shot or not. I'm not sure. I know she wants to do TV again. And I told her, I said, Dr. Rachel, you don't need, to be on the show with somebody else. Do your own thing. Get your agent, make your agent do his damn job and get out there and get you a deal. Create a new show, The Dr. Rachel Show. Do your thing. Right, Doc? I should call her up. Let's see. No, we don't have enough time. It's 11:47 here on the West Coast.
Well, if I remember correctly, I think, what's a spy kid?
Spy Boy.
Spy, remember he was sick yesterday.
Yeah?
He said he was getting a cold or something.
Oh, maybe that's why he hasn't called in. But he calls in enough. He gives his bovine, comes in with his crazy, anti-everything position. Then we get a double down with Charles Butler. Oh, my God. You're talking about a headache. Having both of them on at the same time? What did I deserve to get that kind of abuse from two radical nutball whack jobs? I didn't plan that one at all.
So Dennis Rodman, are they looking for him?
I don't know.
For a hit and run?
Really?
Possibly.
Where did you see that?
Probably on Google.
Dennis Rodman is on the run for a hit and run?
I don't know if he's on a run or if they already got him.
Oh, okay.
But he's being investigated. Person of interest in hit and run investigation has been named in Santa Ana after a late night collision.
What, last night?
I guess so. I'm trying to see when it was. Sometimes news is real late and stuff.
Yeah, you got to be careful because...
They said 2 hours ago it came out from
okay.
TMZ, but...
Yeah, TMZ is generally on point most of the time. I'm still stuck on this "Living in a Glass House" song. I'm not talking about the one by the Temptations.
Yeah, it said an accident on the 5.
On the 5, really?
Yeah. But they said he wasn't at the scene. There was a smashed BMW. They said there was another car and Dennis was in it. So he probably wasn't driving, maybe.
Wow. Dennis is out there, man. He's always been, edgy. And I remember when he was playing for the Bulls and he had all these weird tattoos and the hair color. And
my son shot him for, I can't remember whose video it was, but he said he was really nice.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
He might be. I only met him one time. I met him at a club in Chicago during the times when during the time he was playing with the Bulls. So in that environment, I didn't really get a chance. I met him, Scotty, and Michael. I think most of the team was there at that club that night.
I don't know why I'm so tired today.
You didn't sleep. What time did you go to bed?
I slept. I just don't like heat.
You have air conditioning, right?
My air doesn't work in my room. It works everywhere but my room, but I have fans. I just don't like heat. I'm one of these people like a vampire doesn't like light. I don't like heat.
Well, it's cool in here now, isn't it?
It's cool in here, but I'm already wore out from last night.
Well, you got, why isn't the air
I
working
just had
in your
all
room?
new air put in, and it just doesn't work in my room. So I don't like heat. I'm not one of these people that's going to go sit on the beach for 3 or 4 hours. Maybe when I
No.
was really young, but it's
did
just
that.
not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I did
and
that
I
when
don't
I was
want
a kid.
sand in my hair and my mouth. And
Yeah, me either. I'm the same way on that, Carol. I did that when I was a kid as a lifeguard, but I can't do it anymore.
You know what, too? Because I fractured my shoulder a year and a half ago, and sometimes it just really hurts. So in my sleep, I think I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you need a little pain management.
I have stuff they give me, but I don't use it. And I stretch it, but I think, too, because I'm lifting weights with it, because I don't want to get all flabby. So I think that's it, too, because I'm
It might
working
be,
out.
yeah, you might be stressing it out.
Yeah,
too
remember
much.
I told you I was sore when I got up, because
Yeah.
I've been doing deadlifts, too, so everything's sore.
How much
on
weight
me.
are you doing?
I won't do heavy weights anymore. I used to, but I don't now. That was the seat.
Yeah, I know. But how much weight are you doing?
Very little, maybe 30 pounds, 20.
That's
That's
too
it.
much. Start out with 5 or 10 and work your way up.
I used to squat with about 150, 175.
All right, Hercules.
But I just, I think that's what it is because I worked out with my shoulder and that.
That could be very well. And if you do too much weight too fast, you're gonna shock your muscles.
No, I've been doing it for years.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then you're all right.
I'm not one of these people that I'm new to working out, but I haven't used my shoulder like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Well, that's the
and
thing.
I do the bands too, where there's no weight, and
Yeah.
no matter what I do, it hurts. But rather than sit there and let it get, I still have to do things with my arms.
That's probably a little
So that might be why I'm kind of out of it today.
might be a little arthritis.
No, I have a fractured shoulder. I had X-rays.
Well, I
Everything.
know that, but the fracture could turn into
No fractures. You can't put a cast on it.
right.
It
Well,
has to heal itself, and I don't think it'll ever heal all the way. I can feel where the bone sticks up.
Oh. Wow, that sounds
So and usually if you do have an injury, you do get arthritis
right.
if you break a bone or something.
Something is wrong. It won't let my Facebook Live go through.
No, it kicked you out. You probably did something they didn't like.
I didn't
bought
know
these
nothing.
months ago and nobody ate them.
What is that? Where were they?
I had them in the freezer.
I had one. I'm not a big peanut butter person. That's why they're still there.
I go to bed with the jar of peanut butter
Really?
and a spoon.
Oh my God.
I think all women like peanut butter. I don't know why.
I don't either. I can't eat it like that. I eat peanut butter sandwiches and jelly sandwiches.
I
when
like
was
it in
kid.
a spoon, or I'll put it in some yogurt or
Nah, man.
or this drink. But
I can't do
the
that.
drink I made this morning, it has oatmeal, turmeric vinegar, watermelon juice, pomegranate juice, carrots, spinach. A lot of people go to Taste Find. They go, "Oh, I don't think I can."
I don't mind. You put peanut butter in it, you said?
Sometimes
and
I didn't
oatmeal?
this time. I put oatmeal for the cholesterol.
Oatmeal for me has to be in a cookie. Just a bowl of oatmeal. You got to put so much
But you
stuff
defeat
on
the
top of it.
purpose because you put sugar in it and butter and
Yeah, but see,
so
that's the only
oatmeal's
way I
to
can
help
eat it.
fight the cholesterol.
I know. I know the value of it, but it's just bland. It's like yuck. But I love grits.
Put it in a drink. Just take a cup and throw it in your
It's
drink.
like eating wood chips.
I'm going to make you one. You will not taste it. You will not taste half the stuff I told you I put in here. It sounds bad.
Everything else is fine, but the peanut butter and the oatmeal. The carrots and all the other stuff, I would have no problems with.
I don't think there's a woman that doesn't like peanut butter.
I bet there is. Got to be at least one.
Probably.
Yeah.
But women do like peanut butter.
Wonder what that is.
I don't know. I love it by the spoonful.
Now, see, I like peanuts. I'll eat peanuts. But peanut butter, if I had to eat it, it has to be the crunchy style.
I have both, crunchy and smooth.
Yeah, you're a peanut butter fanatic.
Oh, I love peanut butter.
Yeah. Yep.
It's got a lot of healthy stuff in it. I think protein in that.
Yeah. Oh,
Trying to
it's
eat
good
more
for you.
protein because I don't eat a lot of. I can't. If I eat chicken, it's got to be the one from Costco that's cooked, and then I use that. I make mole out of it, enchiladas, chicken soup. I just don't like the fat on it. I take the skin off.
Right.
But it's funny how many people like the skin when it's all seasoned. I'm like, oh.
On chicken,
Yep.
if it's crispy, I can get down with it.
Well, you still got a bunch in there to eat.
Yeah, I know. I'll eat it. I'm chipping away at it.
I told you make a salad with it, or take some of those carrots and get some chicken broth and make some chicken soup.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some kale.
See, I don't waste nothing.
Yeah.
People laugh because I don't.
Well, you shouldn't. It's a good idea to,
But you
repurpose.
know, kale isn't something you should eat every day. It makes you retain water. And especially now, if people have a thyroid problem.
Yeah.
You have what they call blocking food that you shouldn't eat. And
Yep.
I'm surprised that it's Brussels sprouts,
Yeah. Pretty
broccoli,
much all the green leaf
cabbage, kale.
stuff. Right.
I'm
Any
trying
of the
to think.
green leaf stuff you can't eat too
You
much
can
of.
eat spinach.
Yeah.
But I was surprised when I heard that you should not eat that if you have a thyroid problem.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're supposed to have milk.
I don't do milk.
Soy's really bad for you anyway.
Yeah, it's salt.
There's
salt
like
content in it.
There's like 9 things they tell you not to touch. It's like liquid amino. The old liquid amino was to use in place of salt. It didn't have sodium in it. Now it does.
Some jackrabbit just messed up the
Yeah,
formula.
I don't know what happened. I use Himalayan salt though.
That's supposed to be better?
Yeah, and I don't use a lot of salt because you're already going to have it and stuff.
Yeah. When I cook, I don't do any salt. And when I eat food, when people cook stuff with salt in it, it's just like, wow, this is salty. When you go from no salt to a little salt, it's a huge difference in the taste of the food.
It's more than one shooter in Munich. They still haven't caught him.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It's over a
that
dozen
update.
something people so far dead. They're telling people to stay in their homes.
Yeah, they're suspecting it is a terror attack.
Wasn't that in Germany last week too, with the 17-year-old with the axe?
I think it was.
And see, it's going to hurt people. These refugees, it's going to hurt people from letting them in. Because see, we didn't really let a bunch in our country. And some idiot like Trump, he's more worried about Hispanics who probably run half his businesses. I just don't get people. How are you racist against a Hispanic? Why aren't you racist against the Asians out here buying up all your property? They're going to own California soon.
Now they're going to own the whole country.
Yeah. But,
Half of Vegas is already owned by
they take our
Chinese.
jobs. Come on. When did you see a white person or a black person out picking fruit? They pick it if it's for a fun day, like, oh, it's strawberry week. We're going to all go and we pick.
I went out when I was a kid with my sister
Yeah,
Margaret.
but did you do it for a living?
Hell no.
Thank you.
No, wouldn't think about it unless I did. I had no choice. But I went strawberry picking in Virginia with my sister Margaret one time. And how she talked me into that, I don't know. I might have been 12, maybe 11 or 12. And so whatever Margaret would say, I would go along with. Okay, Margaret, let's go. I got out there and was picking these strawberries. And Carol, I saw a snake. And all the fun was over. It was a little green snake, but it was a snake. They're not going to hurt
I'm
you.
not afraid of snakes, but
I
I
don't mess with
noticed
snakes.
most men are
I don't do
afraid
snakes.
of snakes. I don't like
I know how to
rodents.
handle them and all of that, but I just don't like them. I don't want to be around them. I'm more comfortable with an alligator than a snake. And I think it goes back to the days when I was a Boy Scout and we were camping and one of the guys kept messing with this snake. And it bit him. and he lost part of his finger. Uh-oh, we're late, folks. We got to get out of here. The show is over. Have a great, safe weekend. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We're having too much fun. Carol's already put her hat on. She's on her way out the door. Gosh. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday right here on the powerofvoices.com. The Lee Michaels Show is over. Thank you so much. And share the show with all your friends, okay? Thank you. That's how you blow it up on social media. Have a great weekend.